Hello, everybody. I'm Judy Gunn here from Safety Bay in Western Australia, and I'm all rugged up tonight because it's very cold, very windy and raining. We're in our winter months still. So tonight is session 3, and tonight I'm going to show you how to manoeuvre around the TradingView platform. I don't know everything on the TradingView, but what I have learned I'll show you, because that's what you need to be using to mark up your charts. Now last night, I hope you've been able to watch the recording. We talked about how to put your trading life into your already busy life, and I showed you on a spreadsheet how you can map out your week and what your life looks like, and I hope you've put that into practice and made you've either done it on a piece of paper or on an Excel spreadsheet. It doesn't really make any difference. And you've put in everything that you did for the week, blocked out those time slots, so that's the time for you to do those activities, or whether you're spending time with the family or going out or whatever. And then you find the other times that are free. And in those free times is when you schedule in your trading practice and your learning. So they can be watching videos or marking up your charts or listening to personal development, and also not to forget to put in to your week time for reading. Read for 15 minutes every day. Listen to an audio. You can listen to audio while you're in a car, going to work or going on a walk, and writing down your goals every day is a really good thing. So put in times to do that and block out some time in your schedule for the week. So I hope you've all done those exercises, and if you need any help and assistance, just send me a message in the group, and I'll help you out if I can. So tonight we're going to talk about the TradingView platform. Now, when you start off with your trading, you go through the MetaTrader 4, which is on your phone. And Oren Wright does fantastic trainings on that. He's on the IML website. He's on the IML Live TV, and he has recordings as well. So if you miss the program, you can always go and watch the recording, which is a great thing, because when you're planning out your week, when the live TV sessions are on, you might not always be able to attend, but you can watch the recording. As soon as it's finished, you can click it again and it starts again, so you've got the recording. So you can put those times into your diary for the week to make sure that you don't miss them. But the TradingView is a free platform. I'm going to share my screen in a minute and show you. It's free to everybody. You can upgrade and get the upgrade, which allows you to get some extra features, but you don't have to start off with. You can do the free one when you're just learning. So I'm just going to share my screen, and I'll put myself out of the way. There we go. And so this is the trading platform, and I'll just put that up there so it's out of the way. There we go. So as you can see on the top, it's www.tradingview.com, and if you just put that into your browser, you'll come up with a chart like this. Now, my chart has my photo up in the top left-hand corner there because I registered. So you can register. That's free, and that means that you have your name on there, and that's sort of it's nice to have your name on things, I think. Go in there and say, oh, this is my spreadsheet that I'm doing. Now, there's things all the way around here, and I don't use them all. I only focus on the things I need, and as I need something more, then I learn about that. So to start off with, up the top here, you'll see in the top right-hand corner here, you'll see it has my name there, and that's because see, I've got Judy's pairs down here. When I pushed on these little lines up here, I push down that line there, and I can say create a new list. These are the pairs down here. I can create a new list. I can save the list as, which is what I did. I saved it at Judy's pairs. You can rename the list. You can watch import a watch list. You can export things. I don't use the import and the export at the moment, and I'm not using the watch list. But at the moment I've got Judy's pairs, which is what I have here. And you can say, it automatically saves, where does it say here? Yes, save all charts for all symbols and intervals on your layout. That's a Control S if you want to. I'm on a Windows computer. Not sure how a Mac works, but it will tell you if you hover over that little tick there, and it'll show you that it'll save them. It automatically saves them. This little one here is to select a layout. So if you click on that, you can get one layout like that, which is, I think, what you get the free version. If you go to one alongside each other, or two that way. See, I did this one. So there's one there, and I can pick another pair, see? Well, actually, they're the same pair. So I could have this one on a 4-hour, and then I could have this one on a different time. So you can have two together like that. So for me, it's confusing. I'm happy with one, so that I'm just looking at one at the time. So that's what those little things are for. This one here is your chart properties. When you click on here, you can click on the wheel up the top that brings your chart properties up, and it shows you the colour of the candles. Now I've got my buying candles, my green candles, they're green, so that's money, and red is also money, but it's selling. So buying is green and red is selling. You can have these any colour you like. So say, for instance, I wanted my candles, these ones here, the green ones, I wanted them blue. I would click on blue, see, and they all go blue. Then the borders of the candles, see how the candles have gone blue, but the borders are still white. So I can go to the borders and I can make them blue as well. So then the candle and the border is blue and the wick is white. So I can change the wick and I can make that blue. So see how it makes the candle, it's the whole colour. If that's hard for you to see, go back and change the colour of your wick and you can make it white. So you can do it any colour you like. So candles, I like my candles to be green. There we go. And I like the borders to be green. I think that's a different green now. Look at that. Did I have this green? No? Let me see. That green. Doesn't matter. Whatever colour you like. Whatever's good for your eyes. And then you just say, okay. Now the background here, in the background, when you open up the candle, you'll have a lot of lines on the back here. I made the background black, so it takes everything off there because I just need to see the candles. The vertical lines, I took them off, so all these I took off. So if you click on there, see it. If I bring this back here, it puts the lines back in. See these lines here? But I don't want those lines there, so I got this little thing here and I pushed it right over to the side. Oh, come here. Pushed it right over to the side. There you go. And then I took them off. And all the other things like the scales test, the lines, these are white. So I made these white so they show up and they're on both sides. You don't have to have them on both sides. You can have them just on one or the other. So, and you say, okay. You can get that from coming up here to the settings, or you can also click somewhere in the black screen here and right click and go down to settings here. And it takes you back to that one. Then you've got time zone settings. So if you want to have session breaks, my mouse is going silly for some reason. I'll do things. That's better. The time zone sessions. If you want the session breaks in here, just click that where it says session breaks. and that will put them in there. For some reason it's not putting them in there. Why not? Oh yeah, you've got to put the time zone in. I don't put anything in here like this because I find it confusing. I just like my chart and my candles, and if I go back now and refresh up the top, it says that my things might not be saved, but I want it to come back to where I started. There we go. Now these ones on the bottom here, when you come up to your chart here and you want to be moving around the chart, you can hold down on the left mouse and it will slide this way and that way, up and down. See? If you hold on here, it will bring it, stretch it up, or it will stretch it back down. So if you've been looking at something and you want to just stretch it all the way up like that, and then you finish looking at it like that, you come down to the bottom here and see that little circle there that says reset to default settings, and you just hit that and it will bring you back to where you were, where the current is. These ones here, this is to zoom out. So when you're starting off and you want to get a bigger picture, so this one here is the current price, and where we come over here, this one goes to the 3rd of October. So you might want to see back a bit further than the 3rd of October. So you come down here and you go zoom out. See? Excuse me, sneezing. So you can zoom out as much as you want, and you can get a bigger picture. So that comes all the way to January 2017. So you've got a bigger picture. And you can zoom out for as much as you need. I like to zoom out and get a pretty big picture. What's this one here? August the 16th, 2016. So you just need a big enough picture so you can see what's going on in the market. It's like taking a bird's eye view. And then if you want to go back in, you're zooming in. So you can zoom right in. You can zoom right into your candles and you can see them a lot more clearer. Then if you want to go back to the way you were, you come down to your little wheel and you click on that and it takes you back to current price and you're back where your candles are. Now another thing, so that's all those ones on the bottom. And oh, this one here, the little camera up here. So when you're marking up your chart, one of our programs that we have, you're asked to mark up a chart and put it into one of the groups. And you can do it into this group as well if you want. Want us to sort of check. Sorry, these things are popping off. So you can mark up your chart, put all your things on it, and then you come up here with a little camera and you take a photo, and that will take a photo of what you've just done, all of this here. And see how it brings in here? It'll give you the link. So you can save a copy and put it on your computer if you want, or you can say copy, and it says it's copied to the clipboard. And then if you want to send it to someone or email it to someone or keep it, put it in the group, you just go to your group and say paste, and that link will go in there. So then when someone is looking at it, they click on that link and it brings them back here to this screen, exactly what you showed them. And we just click back on the black screen and that takes that away. So that's when you want to save your all your workings. Now when you first start your chart, you need to put this, what I'm using here is a little white pointer, and the first one up the top here, see it's blue, which tells you that I've chosen that, so that's my pointer. And there's a little arrow next to it. All these ones down here have little arrows next to them. You see as I hover over, you can see a little arrow. So the first one we hover over, and in here you have a selection. Now I've got a little star on here on the arrow because that's one of my favourites. And one of the crosses is my favourite. I'm using the arrow now, so if I want to choose the cross, then the cross comes down here. So if you want to be, you know, looking at things and checking out a line and seeing where your levels are, that doesn't put lines on your page. It's just like a little tool that you can go down and go, oh yeah, what's happening on the right side, what's happening back there. You can check all that out. So I like to use the arrow. Sometimes I get that cross out and do it, but it depends on what you like to use. So the next one down is all your other ones. Now, I don't use all of these yet, but I do use the trend line. I use the horizontal line. I use the vertical line. I use the arrow, and I use the ray. Now, I haven't got stars on any of these other ones because I haven't used them yet. Maybe I'll use them later. So the first one we'll look at is a trend line. So if you want to put a trend line on, you click on the trend line here. And then you say, okay, I'm going to do a trend line from, say, here, which is the bottom, and I'm going to bring it up to here. This is just, I'm just showing how to use the tool, so don't take any notice of where I'm putting things. So we want to put one from here. So we click on here, and we get a little round dot, white dot. So then we click on it, it turns pink, and then we start. This will go all over the shopper. So then we stop and take our finger off the mouse, and we get another white circle. This helps you maneuver this. So you take this, then you pick it up again, and you can go anywhere. So then you go to where, oh, no, I don't want to go here. Maybe I want to go here. So you go there, and you can be more accurate. Take your finger off the mouse, and then come away and click. So you want to go back there. So you've got this white circle here and this white circle here. So you might say, I don't want to have it here, I want to put it here. And it goes on there. So that makes it stay there. I know a lot of people have a lot of issues trying to put that on. I see them struggling. So they might go up here and say, okay, here's the trend line. I'll get a trend line and I'll put it here. And they're trying to find somewhere to put it. You've got to click it the second time, which gives you control over it, and then you can go directly where you want to go. So that's your trend line. The next one down is the horizontal line. So you pick up the horizontal line, and so I hope you can't hear my little puppy dog. He's not very happy because my sister's gone out tonight, and he barks every now and again. So we want to put a horizontal line here. Now, when you click first, you'll get a line, and then you'll go, no, I don't really want it there. You can pick it up again. So you've clicked on the screen, and the line's there. So you can come back now and hold the mouse on the line, and you can move it. And say, okay, now I want it, I don't know, I want it here. Touch two places, or maybe here, wherever you want it. It's back on, and then you click in the black and the little white circle goes away. You want to pick it up again, come back and touch on it, hold down, and then you can move it around. Now this is purple. When I've put the line on here, this little box comes up here. See, because this is purple. And then I say, oh, I don't really want purple. I want yellow. So you click yellow, and you get a yellow one. And alongside that, it will tell me the width that I've got. So if I want it thicker, I can have it thicker. This one here, I can have dots, or I can have different dots. So I like to have fine, and I like to have fine. Now this is my preference, and you can have whatever you like. I'm just showing you how to use these tools. So that's the vertical, horizontal line. Now when I'm marking my charts up on the horizontal line, I start up on the daily chart, and we're on the daily chart here. I start on the daily chart, and my first ones might be all, actually I like them to be purple. I'll just put another one there. I like them to be purple. So I start off with purple. And I'll just click on this one and make that purple. You see how I'm doing that? So I'm making them purple. They're my daily lines. So you can make them, so you can do two purple, and then you think, oh, I want to do another line down here, like the lowest end of the chart. I'll go and again pick up my horizontal line, and I don't want this one to be purple. I want it to be say green. So then I'll go down the bottom and I'll put a green one there. So you can change the colours and you can have it colour coded for yourself, however you want to use it. So that's how you do your horizontal line. So even after you've got it on there, you can still come back and pick up the white dot, and then you can move it if you want to, put it somewhere else. And then you click in the black and it stays there. What's the next one? Now, horizontal ray. Actually, I'm going to put that as a favourite because the horizontal ray. Now, see when I clicked on that, it brought this box up here. We don't want that. There's 6 little dots here. I'm going to pick those up and I'm going to put that up there out of the way because I don't want that to be, I wonder if it'll stay up there. Yeah, well, I don't want it to be on my chart. So, no, it didn't get on there. Hang on. So I'll pick up again my horizontal ray. Now, horizontal ray means that it only goes halfway across your screen. It doesn't give you a whole line like this one does. So, say for instance, I use the horizontal ray when I'm going to put an entry price in. So, say if I'm going to put an entry price in here somewhere, see, it doesn't go all the way to the left, it just goes to the right. Now, this one here, I use green for my entry price. And once I put the line in here, I right-click on the little white dot, and then I go, oh, hang on, where is it? I've just upgraded, so I've got to find where. Oh, yeah, here. Hang on, let me do that again. So here, I go down to settings. And then that's the colour I want. If you want to change the colour, you click on the colour and take whatever colour you want. I keep the green. And then when it says coordinates, now when I put this line here, I sort of thought it was in there somewhere, but I wasn't quite sure. So I put the line on the chart and then I go here and that's where the price is. So if you can see the line here, the green line, and see underneath in green, it's got 1.75765. Now, I might think, oh, no, I don't want that. I want 760. So I just changed that to 760, and I say, OK, and it moves it now. See, it says 1.75760. So that allows you to, so you're not sort of trying to pick up the line and go, where is it? Oh, it's in here somewhere. It's not sure. If you've got your number, you can just right-click and go settings. It brings up your box, and you put in the number that you want it to be at. So if I just change that and I want it to be 400 because I was way out, I put 400. And then I put there. Now you watch the green line when I say OK. See how it moved it? So now it's 1.75400. So that's a great way to put. I colour code my when I put my amounts in that I'm going to enter the trade. So I have one for entry, and I have one for my take profit, and I have one for my stop loss. So my entry is green, and my no, I'm getting myself mixed up. My entry is yellow. My entry is yellow. I'm just going to put another line here. It's called a horizontal ray. And I'm going to change that colour to green. That's what I'm getting myself. So my entry is yellow, green's my take profit, and then I put in another one, which will be up here somewhere, and that will be my stop loss. And my stop loss, I changed to red. You can change it in here as well. So then I have 3 colours. So if I'm marking it up on the chart here, I know where I'm going in, I know where I'm taking my profit, and where my stop loss is. Okay, so that's those. So I'm going to take these off so we don't get confused. So you can just click on the white thing and push delete, or you can click on it and hit the rubbish bin, which is down here on the left hand side. There's a rubbish bin. So the next one down here, we've done the horizontal line, we've done the ray. Our vertical line is when you want to, say you're looking for a date. You might say, okay, I'm looking for January the 18th. So I click on there and it'll give me a vertical line. And now if I go, oh no, that's not in the right place, you can pick it up again and you can move it to where you want it. Or you want to put it on a candle. If you're looking for a specific candle, you can click it on that. So that's the line for there. So they're all in here. Vertical line, cross line, we already spoke about that. An arrow, if you want to put an arrow from here to here, you know how you see them say, oh, well, it's going to come here. So you have to click on it. Hang on, I'll just up the arrow again so I'll do it slower. Arrow. So you want an arrow and you say, okay, if this goes from here, so I clicked on it, I got the white spot, I clicked again, and then I got the red one, and the arrow is going to go up here. It gives me the little arrow. Click again, it stays there, and I'll turn that around. See, I go, oh, I don't want that up there. I want this one here, so I can bring that one there, and then I can take this one up here. So you can move those little arrows around. So you might say, okay, I want the arrow to start from here and go down. Come here. And go down here. Now because I picked it up twice, see how the arrow should be down here and that one should be up there. So take some time and play around with this, because if you can know your way around the screen here to put things where you want them to be, makes it a lot easier when you're trying to do your trading, and you don't have to say, oh, where's the line? How do I put this in? What's the other one? And the ray. Now the ray is really good for doing trend lines. So say for instance I'm going to do a trend line from down here and I want it to go, or say to here. So I click on that and then see how this is going all over the place and I'm trying to steady it, I can't do it. So I take my mouse off and I click it again and I get that white one. Now I can control it, see? So I can go up here and I can say, okay, I'm going to stop there. And that's how you put that on, so it's easier to manage. So that's that one. This next one here is a pitchfork. I won't talk about pitchforks just yet. The fib retracement is one that I use. So that being said, this is the high. That's the high point, and this is the low point. So I can go here, and I can bring it down to here. So this is on the 0, and this one here, oh, bring it down and click again. So you've got to have the two white ones here. So then I have the fibs here, and these are all the levels. They talk about the 618. And the 50% and the 38.2, they're in red on there. So I'm just going to take these off so we're not too. So it's really just manoeuvring your way around when they start talking about putting your fibs out, and you'll learn all about those. And the same when I'm clicked on the fibs here, I can go up here, one colour for all lines, or you can have different colours. And there's another one here that says, this one here says clone or copy. If they say I put one fibs down, now I want to put another one. So you click on that and you say clone, and that will give you another fib. So then you can pick that one up and you can bring that down here or wherever you want to put it. So that gives you two. So it's all about managing the things that you put on your charts. I think this, yeah, this goes off. Yeah, that takes it off. that little rubbish bin takes everything off. So where are we up to? That's your fibs. Now I haven't gone through all these things here because I don't use them. Maybe I will later, I'm not sure. This one here is when you want to do your rectangle. Now I use this one. This is if I want to mark up my engulfing candle, which is fine. Here's one here, I'm not sure. So for this one, for the engulfing candle, I see people going like this, and then they're going, and they're trying to, they've got all the little circles on there, and they're trying to, see, you've got 4 circles, you can't see a thing. So how I do this, I'm just going to take that off. How I do this is I pick up my rectangle, and I think, well, that red one is my engulfing candle, and I want to mark up that green one. So with my mind's eye, I just go across here and go about there. So click on there, and then I drag it across about there, and then I drag it down to here, so that my white dots are outside of the one that I'm trying to mark up. So I can look in there and go, oh, now is that right? I've got it on the top and I've on the bottom. I see a lot of people sort of going, oh, and then it's all done and they spread it out both sides, and then, oh, it's not right. So do this first, start from over the side, bring it across, and then you can maneuver it up and down or wherever you want it here. And then you right click, go to your settings, and then you go put the colour in that you want, and then you go to your coordinates. Now these two here, the bar, the top one, you put an extra number in. It doesn't matter what number it is, you put an extra number. See how that's gone all the way across there? Now we want it to go the other way, so we put a minus in the other way. So there's 4 numbers in here, and there's 4 in here counting the minus sign. And then that's your engulfing candle's been your supply zone. Sorry, your supply zone, you could call that, is marked up. And you can do the same for the bottom. Now if you pick up another one down the bottom, and we'll find one here. This green candle here is engulfing, and this one in the front. So when I'm marked, I'll start out here and I'll go across, bring it down a little bit. Okay, so then I check, is that down the bottom, it fits on the top, beautiful. But I don't want that colour because that's down the bottom. I want green, so I make them green. Now it's green, and then I right click again, go to settings, and then I put an extra number in here, takes it across there, put a minus sign in there, takes it across there, and say okay. See? It's a lot easier if you play around with this and spend some time on it, because it's a lot of fun. I was very stressed when I first started looking at it. I thought, what on earth is this? But I played around with it. Now this little one's called the eclipse. This little one is used for if you say, okay, I want to show you where the high is, and I think it's that candle there. So you can click on there, take your finger off the mouse, click again, and you can sort of mark, you can spread it out a little bit, click away here, and you get a little yellow circle on there that indicates something that you want to show somebody. So now the others, I don't use the others, but this one here is the arc. I think this is the one they go. Is it that way how they do that? No. No, see, I don't have to use that one. I'll take that off. But there's lots and lots in here. This here is text. Now, what do I use in here? I use the text, and I use. You can use the arrows, but I don't. So if I'm choosing text, I might say, okay, in here, I want to see where it comes up with text. So in here, I say, okay, this is my supply zone. So I'll type in there supply zone, and I can have it any colour I want. I can change it to pink and say OK. And then see, it's got a little dot under there, so I can pick that up and I can put it wherever I like. Click in the black and it stays there. That's your text. What's this one here? These are for the ABCD pattern and the head and shoulders. There's all sorts of ones down here that you can use. Play around with those. What's this one? This is your long position, short position, your forecast. There's all these things in here that you don't learn straight away. You learn sort of later on. This is the arrow. If you want to put an arrow somewhere. What's the arrows I used? I think this was one I used. Yeah, so if I wanted to put an arrow, I could make it long or long, little like that. I can make it fat or bring it in, make it skinny, however you want it. Then you have a little arrow. You can put those little things on your chart. What's the other thing? Oh, this one's good to measure. So if someone says, well, how big is that candle there? So I click on it, and I take my finger off the mouse and I just drag the mouse down on the keypad without dragging it on the screen. And I go down to the end, and then it tells me that that's 225 pips. That's a big candle. Look at that. And then I click again, it stays there. I click again and it leaves. So that's something that doesn't stay on there all the time. What's this one? Oh, hang on, this one. Yeah, they're just, I think this one is, yeah, if you want an area you want to enlarge so you can see what's really going on, and you come down here to reset. That brings you back here. So I'll do that again. So you want to enlarge something, an area. So you click on that because you want to enlarge it. So you want to enlarge this here. Let's see what's going on there. See? And that gives you all that in an enlarged. So you've really zoomed into that little spot. Click on your circle down the bottom here and it brings you back. This one here is the same, which takes you, what does this do? Takes you the other way. Yeah, oh yeah, takes you the other way. That one is, I don't use that. I don't use that. I don't use that. I don't use that. And that's the rubbish bin. So when I'm finished, because when you're practicing, you'll put all sorts of things on your chart. And then when you're finished, I right click and I go down here and I say, remove all drawing tools. So I click that and I'm back to a naked chart again. So this is a good way to practice. Now, if another thing I'll show you just before we go is up here's your time zones. I was doing all this on the daily. You can go down to the 4 hour. You click on the 4 hour and it takes you down to the 4 hour. So every one of those candles is 4 hours. So each candle is 4 hours. If you go to 1 hour, each candle is 1 hour. So if you go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you've got a lot of hours in here. So every one of these candles is 1 hour. So you get 4 to go into the 4 hour one. Then you've got 30 minutes, so you get more. You can have 15 minutes, or you can have 5 minutes. There's a lot of candles for 5 minutes. And I start on the daily, but you can go to the weekly and you just change the view on the top here. So each candle is a week. Or you can do monthly. Each candle is a month. So that's from 2018 here, and this goes back to 2005. Oh, look at that. So it's great to play around with your chart and see how things are, how they're looking and how the patterns are. What else have we got here? Oh, this one here, because we're on candles. and they say go to the line chart. That's this little one here, and that will give you, the line chart's really good if you want to put your support and resistance lines on there, because you can see a lot better on the line chart. And then you want to go back to the candle. So if you want to put, we'll go here, if you want to put a horizontal line and you put it on here and you think, oh no, I don't like that spot, so you pick it up again and you drag it down until you find maybe 2 points. So there's one here and look, a couple here. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then you might say, no, I don't really want that one. No, I'll get another one. So you pick up another one here, horizontal line. And you might say, I'm going to put one here. No, not quite there. So you can pick up the line. Once you put it on the sheet, on the chart, and then pick it up, and you can sort of slide it down to wherever you think is a good spot. Everybody sees things different. So I think that's a good one, because it's touching here, it's touching here, and it's touching here. I like to have, you need 2 touches, but I like to try and get more than 2 if I can. Okay, so that's the line chart. Then you go back to candles and you can see where those lines are. The indicators, this is your indicator, so you can add the built-in indicators. I don't use indicators because I follow Oren Wright's training, but you can put them on. You can put the RSI on the bottom and things like that. And the replay is really good. I love this. I'm just starting to play with this. So say we're on GA and this is the current price here, and I'm thinking, oh, I really want to go back and practice. So what if I go back to, what date's this? August 17. That's a year ago. Maybe I could go back a bit further. I'm just practicing. Maybe here. So that's May 17. So I think, okay, I'll come up here and I click replay. So I click that there, and that gives me the speed, and it gives me jump to. See? Jump to. So I say, okay, I'm going to start from here. So I click on that line, and then what it does, it takes out everything after that line. So that there is from May, where is it here? 31st of May 2017. So now I could mark this chart up ready for a trade. So I do all my lines on there, I do my trend line and everything. And then when I've got it done, I come up here and this says forward, and I click on that and it will show me, I can click like that, it can show me what's happening, what's going to happen now. And then once you've marked your trade up, you can see if you did it right. This is really handy. So you can just go, oh, was that good? Maybe that was good, or it wasn't. So you can just keep going and it'll show you which way it went. So it's a good, this is a great practice tool to mark up your charts here. Pretend, just think that that's where it is, and then click on here and go forward and see if you would have won that trade. And if you want to go back to the end, click on the end. Hang on, I turn it off. Do you want to exit this mode? Yes. So it turns it off. We come back down the bottom to the little circle. We click that on and it takes me back to where we are now, which is the 29th of August. So what else can I show you? There's lots of things. These little 6 little dots here, you can bring this down and put it here. I often see people with this on their chart. I don't like it there because it gets in the way. So I drag it over and put it in there. I think you can take it off. No, you have to bring it up there. Sit it up there so it's out of the way. Yeah. Actually, I have to do some more work on that. You can take that away because there, oh, here we are, hide favourite drawings. So how I did that, I right-clicked on that and said hide favourite drawings. So I'll take them away. Now, just because they're not there, they're still in here. And the reason they come up the top is because I put little stars on there. I put little favourites on the ones that I use. So that's why they come up there. But I did that to start with, but then I found that it wasn't really a good idea because they got in the way when I was trying to mark up my charts. So I took them off. So I just like this here, and I come over here and get whatever it is that I'm looking for. But I do put a little yellow favourites on there so they're easier for me to find. So I think, what else have we got here? Templates. You can save an indicator template. You can save things in here. Now, I haven't saved anything in here because when you first come in here, because the version's free, you don't really, oh, I just see Nagosa. Oh, great, you could join us. We've only got a few minutes left, Nagosa, but I have, I'm recording, so that's fine. So I think I've just about covered everything I can think of, and yeah, I've done all those up there. So as I get more and as I do more, I'll share them as well. So with that being said, I think we've done that for tonight, and I can do more of these as I learn more, but I think it's really important that you find your way around the chart, because it makes it a lot easier when you're trying to mark up your charts. You're not trying to look for where a line is or an indicator or something. Makes it a lot easier. So thanks very much, and we'll see you again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're going to be talking about your trading plan. So you have to have your trading plan in place before you actually take trade. So I look forward to seeing you then, and I'll say good night for now. Stop sharing. Okay.